What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here for an impromptu live stream. I actually wanted to do this a couple hours ago, but, Ohio in October decided to have like 17 tornado warnings all simultaneously, so I had to wait for that to blow past. Only going to go for about an hour. I will be stopping this before Hawks Mavs tips off. So this will be a little shorter than normal, probably. Go for about 60 minutes. Just kind of wanted to hop on, talk some basketball, talk some cards, whatever. Like I said, I would have loved to have gone live earlier. Planning to go live right when I got home from work, do like a little mid-afternoon thing, kind of catch some different people. But tornado warning said no. What's up, rookie? What's up, Kenny? Mobley did look really good last night. I was extremely happy with Evan Mobley's performance last night. He looked really good. I don't know if his cards are going to hold hobby value, whole big guy thing, but is Jaylen Brown a play? Jaylen Brown should have been a play 3 weeks ago. That being said, I actually bought some Jaylen Brown last night. I had about $1,500 sitting in Star Stock, and I decided I just didn't want that money sitting in Star Stock anymore, and I didn't want to just withdraw the money and send it home like I probably should have. So I probably made some poor purchases and bought some stuff to have shipped home. So I got to put the submission request in for that tonight, actually, to get those cards shipped home. So Star Stock mail day coming up in probably about a week or so. But yeah, NBA season has been wild so far. We are definitely in, I'm going to call this like price correction mode. Oh, I should mention tomorrow's video will be later in the afternoon. I'm going to do an NBA market video tomorrow with the charts and graphs and all that jazz. But I'm going to wait until tomorrow afternoon when I get off work and do it and post it because I want a couple of days worth of data. I was going to do it for tomorrow morning, and I was looking at it today, and I just want like an extra day of sales to look at. So I'm going to record that tomorrow afternoon when I get home from work. So tomorrow's video will be a Friday afternoon video instead of a Friday morning video, just FYI for anyone out there. Minnesota please trade Cat to Dallas. Boy, I would love that as a Luka lover. That would be amazing. I've been doing pretty okay so far. I made like a very tiny profit. I did not do a DK lineup today. Just FanDuel. I'm usually a single entry guy. Heat versus Bucks. Yeah, I want the Luka Trey matchup. I'm actually debating. So I have two things running through my head right now. This is where I'm at. Help me out, chat. I guess three things. Do I have my normal Saturday night where I basically just do nothing? Do I impromptu drive to Chantilly, Virginia tomorrow night after work and go to the Chantilly show on Saturday? Or Trae Young comes to town Saturday night. Do I go to the Cavs game and watch Trae Young live and in person? That's where my head's at right now. Typical Saturday night, which would involve me probably researching YouTube videos and playing Dota 2 and watching basketball, or go to the Cavs game or Chantilly show. Chantilly show is the furthest thing down on that list. I'm not going to lie. I got that thought in my head and I was like, oh, do I want to drive to Chantilly? 6 hours. Chantilly is a 6-hour drive. Everyone's go to the Cavs game is winning by a mile. When I say by a mile, that's two people. Max really didn't play that great last night. I mean, he was fine, at least from a DFS perspective. With all the Watson, the Miami rumors going around, should I be selling all Tua? I'm not big on Tua to begin with. Anytime I could take a profit on football, I'll take the profit on football. Jordan Poole prices are going to the moon. Nikhil Alexander Walker prices are going to the moon. A lot of go to the Cavs game. reaction in the chat. Chat says go see Trae Young throw down. But yeah, NBA prices are going crazy right now. Like I was starting to say this earlier, and I got kind of distracted. I feel like we're like in we're the same thing happened in football season. I expect this to continue for the next 7 to 14 days. I think the next week or two, maybe even 3, basically till early November. I'm going to say we're going to see these swingy prices, and it's just the guys that didn't get a lot of love. Or that just all of a sudden seem too cheap, like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's gotten plenty of buzz. I know Flipping Steve was big on Jaylen Brown. But when you look at his prices, like they're really not that expensive. Like I bought high on an Optic Hollow last night for $500. It was like $25 over comp, but it was star stock money. That money is like all free money anyways. And his Optic Hollow, I can't stop yawning. His Optic Hollow for $500 compared to a lot of other guys seems dirt cheap. So we're just kind of like all of a sudden people are like, oh, wait, Jaylen Brown's just dropping 45 a night now and shooting like 10 threes. I should probably buy myself some Jaylen Brown. Eventually, that's going to think of like a storm. The wind's going to blow itself out. And the market is going to slow down and cool down. And we'll start to see probably slow pullbacks as we move from I'm going to say like early November through Thanksgiving and into Christmas. The market's going to cool, most likely. It's not going to crater, but it's definitely going to cool off. Like we're seeing in football right now. There's a lot of stuff in football going down right now. Most notably Patrick Mahomes. The Patrick Mahomes dip is real. I passed on a Mahomes Optic Hollow PSA 9 the other night. Someone messaged me, asked me if I was interested. They were a little high on price, but we went back and forth. I probably maybe could have got it if I really wanted it. I just didn't want it. So... What's your end game? Never sell sports cards? No, I sell sports cards all the time. I'm always selling. I don't know if there is an end game. I don't have a perceived end game, if you will. Just flip on to the next thing. Keep it moving. I hold some stuff. You know, like I'll hold this LeBron refractor I got for a while, most likely. I'm not looking to move that anytime soon. Like I said in the video, when I got the LeBron refractor, that was semi-dual purpose. I could potentially flip that if I wanted to, or I'm perfectly fine holding it forever. So, Durant way too cheap, both long and short term. It just depends on if he can stay healthy or not. If he gets dinged in season, his prices will definitely tail off. But we're definitely in price correction mode at the moment. I think it'll pick back up again around the trade deadline. There'll be trade deadline buzz. Woj bomb season always brings out card prices. But this is just kind of like the waves now from a macro level. For sure. Doc Damage. Should I sell my 97 Metal Universe Kobe Bryant PSA 10 or keep? Last sold was $2,800. It just depends. You know, the when to sell question is going to be different for every single person. I don't know your situation. I don't know what you're into the card for. I don't know what your plan is for the money when you sell it. I don't know if that's a profit for you. I don't know if that's a massive loss for you. You just got to weigh the room and figure out, you know, if you sell it for $2,800, are you making money? If you get to $2,800 and what for just chat in general, you could just sub this card out for any of it. Any card you're thinking about selling, this is the process that you should walk through. Why am I selling it? If I sell it, what am I going to do with the money? And am I going to do something better with that money than if it was just sitting in that card? Now, if the answer is I need the money to go pay a bill or put food on the table or whatever, obviously, yes, sell the card, different story. But if we're just talking about recycling hobby money, you know, what's the plan for the cash? Do you have something else that you're looking to go put that $2,800 into that has better growth potential than the Kobe? You know, are you making a good turn on the Kobe? What's your general feel for the Kobe market? Do you already own a lot of Kobe? So you just want to move off some of your Kobe exposure. These are all the things you need to run down the checklist on, regardless of what card you're thinking about selling. And then see, you know, run through the checklist, look at what you write down or your thought process or whatever, and then assess. Say, okay, you know, I want to sell this for $2,800 because I see this card over here for $3K that is way too cheap and has room to really spike up in the next couple months, weeks, whatever. And, maybe you're going to be wrong on that card. Maybe you're going to be right. You don't know. But, them the breaks. We're all just guessing. We are all just guessing. There's nothing special about me over you guys other than the fact I choose to speak into a microphone on the internet. That's really the only difference between us. Not surprising. And EPACs, people were mad about the EPAC pricing. Woo! The Facebook was mad about the EPAC pricing. Yet they still all bought it. I wish I would have bought more Spider-Man boxes. That's my biggest regret from the metal situation. Wish I bought more Spider-Man boxes. I just don't know when. I don't see them rushing Murray back. That's the problem. They're going to baby him. So that's my only question with that. I just worry about him getting consistently enough touches. And I also think he's gone from there next year, honestly. I don't think he's staying in Chicago. I really don't. What's up, Super Bad? I'm not big on Clay. Hector asked about Clay. He's a great NBA player. Don't get me wrong. There's just a lot of risk associated there. A lot of risk associated there. Coming off an Achilles and an ACL? No thanks. No thanks. I'm just going to keep watching auctions, Jonas, when it comes to baseball. I don't have a specific target point. If I see a price that looks good, I'll bounce. I'll grab something. I bought that Tatis Prism Refractor. I looked at comps. I got it like $50 to $75 to $100 under what they were going for the week before. Felt fine. I got a Lubob coming in the mail. It's taking forever. I have a Lubob slab coming in the mail. I've been looking at some other stuff too, but it's actually a lot of the stuff's not like. I feel like a lot of people are on the I need to be buying baseball right now train, and it's partially keeping the prices slightly inflated. But I'm continuing to watch a bunch of auctions. I actually hope there's like news on a labor agreement that tanks the prices a little harder. I actually don't think they end up missing the season or anything, but I just need like a little smoke there to potentially hurt prices and sneak back in again. I would still really like a really nice Soto, specifically a Bowman Chrome auto of any particular grade. I have a couple different ones that I have my eye on depending on price point, but they kind of spike back up again with his late season. That late season Soto smashing of the baseball was the worst thing that could have happened for my plans to buy Soto. When are you finally going to buy F1? I am not. I have no interest in F1. Just not my thing. I respect it. If you're into it, I get it. Cool. I know Hannah from She Collects Cards loves it. I watch her content all the time. It's just not for me. Zach LaVine really doesn't have a lot of cards either. You look at like his silver and even his base cards, and they're very low pop. Very low pop. No, I am not buying Steph Curry. I don't care that he's from Ohio. I had to deal with that little fool for all those NBA final series against the Cavs. I mean, he is and he's not. I mean, his stuff's up a ton since the beginning of the season. So it's not like you're buying at the all-time low or anything on Kyler. And once again, football, I'll leave money on the table long-term to take money in the short term because you never know what's going to happen in football. You just never know what's going to happen in football. Oh, sorry. I was just seeing on Twitter that Beckham is playing tonight. I have the Browns game tonight. Luka trade tonight. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. I'm a big D&D nerd. Critical Role Season 3 starts tonight. That's a little off the beaten path for this chat probably, but just a lot happening. Shame if you saw what I said earlier about selling Rinse and repeat. Probably a good time to sell just because Devers stuff is liquid right now because the Red Sox are top of mind. If you're looking to move it, you'll probably have an easier time moving it now than you will most other times. So from that aspect alone, that's something to factor in. Sometimes it's not always about like this. I'll use this Devers as an example. Sometimes it's not always about selling at like the perfect peak. It's about selling when it's just easy to sell. That sounds silly, but anyone that's ever really tried to sell like a nice card knows it could kind of be a pain in the ass sometimes. I say this a lot. Like buying a card is super easy. You just log on to eBay, MySlabs, whatever, and you click the little button and the card shows up at your house. Trying to sell a card is like a whole different ball of wax. You got to deal with is that your best? Here's the last comps, especially if you're not, depending on where you're priced at on it. People trying to use bad comps against you. Then if it actually sells, shipping it, returns, eBay nonsense, just the whole 9 yards. Selling is just a lot of headaches sometimes. Not always, but just in general, there's a lot of rigmarole with selling. So if by the fact that Devers and the Red Sox are hot right now, even if you don't get a premium price for it, just knowing that you would have a very easy time moving that card, sometimes that's worth it alone just to sell at that point in the market. Nuggets in general are super deep. It's just a matter of health with them. What's your favorite X-Men character? Magneto, probably. Global Sports Cards, what's going on? If I had Deshaun Watson and I could take a profit or a small loss just to get off of it, I would be selling. That's just me, though. I mean, I took a massive loss on Deshaun. Not a massive loss, but a couple $100 loss on a Deshaun Watson card in about 24 hours. I happened to buy his cards right before the news came out. Patty Mills looked really good. I just don't know how much time he's going to get. I don't know what they do, Brian. Kobe and Jordan will just be slow and steady. There's not going to be like a massive thing like last winter where all of a sudden people go crazy for goats. Yeah, 100% agree, Soto. Don't try to time the peak. Try to sell on the way up, not the way down. That's the best thing you could do. Don't worry about selling at the top. Just try to sell on the way up. I don't think it's that extreme, Dustin, but the one angle to like the goats thing, I think worst case scenario in a few years they'd get a bump if Fanatics ends up bringing a lot of new people into the hobby. What's up, Simon? Rank the bottom player on this list in terms of what? Cards or like guys I'd want on my team trigger? Because I feel like there's a difference. Like, are we talking about like their PSA 10 rookies, or are we talking about like I want them on the Cavs? Yeah, Devers is just very liquid right now. So even if you don't get peak pricing, you'll just have a very easy time moving it. No, I do not have a lot of raw cards. I had a stack like this. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Like probably like that of raw cards. And it was like liquid stuff. Job-based Prism, Karl Anthony Towns-based Prism, a bunch of random stuff. And Jeff, the guy that actually traded for the LeBron refractor for a local dealer, I took him to him at one of the card shows, and I was like, what will you give me on this stack? I'll price it, and then just tell me what percentage you want. And he said like 60 or 65%. So I took it home. I priced everything. I said, this was eBay comps. This is 65%. Are you good with that? He flipped through it. He's like, that works for me. And then I just sold them all. I just don't want to deal with raw stuff anymore. And it was stuff that was not, it was like PSA 9 stuff. It wasn't like it would 10. Yes, I do think PSA gets below $75 a card. I don't know when, but I do believe PSA will be under $75 a card. 100%. Yep, 100%, Jordan. I'm not a Trout guy. Like, I'm probably going to catch hell for this. I'm just not a Trout guy. I mean, he's fine. Like, I respect it. I get the numbers. But I'm just not a big Trout guy. Nice. 25 for 25 on 8 rookies. Yeah, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, those types of guys. You're not buying those guys to quick flip them. Are opportunities available to quick flip them? Yes. But like the purpose I taught, like when I did that trade video, my purpose in that was to move off of some quick flip stuff into something that I could just sit on and not worry about it. I don't have to worry about the day to day of a LeBron refractor. Will it go down a couple $100? Sure, it could. Will it go up a couple $100? Sure, it could. Long term, though, I feel perfectly great about that card. I don't invest in any wax. I'm just not a wax guy. If it's anything sports related, I'll end up ripping it. I do have some Marvel wax. I still have a sealed box of 90 Marvel Universe. I have a box of 91 Marvel Universe, and I have 2 boxes of X-Men Jim Lee sealed sitting behind me on the shelf back there. I don't necessarily call that investments. I just call it, there's nowhere to grade it right now, so it's sitting sealed. There's no sense opening it when there's nowhere to send it to. So I've heard of them. I did not see the video yet. I don't watch them on the regular. What was it regarding, Jordan? I wish the Ben Simmons nonsense would go away. I'm kind of sick of hearing about Ben Simmons. I'm not going to lie. Ja to the moon. Ja shredded my Cavs last night. It was fun to watch, but man, did he shred the Cavs last night. I mean, he got to the hoop whenever he wanted to. Rank the players as an investment, not in any particular card, just a player as an investment in general. I like. Boy, this is tricky. Tatum's my most favorite on that list, followed by Ja, Trey, Mitchell, and Booker. I'd put Booker on the bottom. The only reason I'm putting Mitchell in front of Booker is because Mitchell has a chance to like just come out and say, I want traded, and then his stuff will like double if he demands a trade. Tatum, I think, is a legit MVP candidate, possibly. And I love freaking Ja. Marvel cards are still doing pretty good. They're not at the all-time prices that they were back in the summer or back in the winter, but they're still going strong. Which LeBron refractor do I have? Do you not watch the channel? Jeez, I did a whole video on this. The PSA 9 second year. Nothing crazy. This bad boy right here. Does being known in the hobby help or hurt when trying to make card transactions? It helps. 100% helps. Let me take this a step further. I was starting to read ahead on questions, and then something struck me about this. One, it gives me instant credibility in regards to like people know that I'm good for a deal because I'm not gonna like people know I'm not gonna be an asshole to work with, and that they can trust that I'm gonna send the card or the cash if I say I'm going to, because they know because I am air quotes known or have a following or whatever. They know that I'm not going to risk that over like some stupid $50 transaction. So they put an extra level of faith in the fact that I'm not going to risk my reputation on, ripping someone off on a $100, Baker PSA 10 or something like that. And it's not like I'm that known. It's not like I'm Sasha T walking through, a card show or anything like that. My local ones is a different story, but I'm active in my local ones, so a lot of people know me there now. You know, if I go to the National, did I get recognized at the National? Yes. Did I get recognized a ton at the National? No, but like it happened for sure. Occasionally dealers would recognize me, but not often. Trout's tricky because the numbers are there, the talent's there. I just don't like, and I know baseball's not like a different story. Can I just see you in the playoffs, please? I'd really like to see Ohtani's prices if he got to the playoffs too. Yeah, that would be a repeat of last year's, and if it happens, it's not going to go to the extreme that last year's prices went to. Suddenly falling behind on chat. Booker, just because Booker is going to be a sexier name. Big men just don't hit. You said focus on cards that matter. Silver, color match, and gold, I assume. For color match, just true color or include other shimmer, fast break, cracked ice, disco, choice, wave, etc. It depends. You could get into that other stuff as long as the card looks really good. Think like blue velocity and Luca. You know what I mean? Like that's not a true blue, but blue velocity and Luca gives it a little extra kick. Like a blue velocity Luca sells for percentage wise more than like a Trae Young blue velocity would. Compared to like the optic hollows and stuff. Like if you looked at them, the cards stacked up together, percentage wise, the Luca blue velocity is going to be a bigger percentage of the price than the Trae, just because it's the blue on blue. Yeah, I'm glad I'm sitting on this Optic Contenders rookie ticket that I got from Panini was well timed, and I'm very glad to have it. Me buying like a really nice jaw on card auto is not something I would probably do on my own. So to just get one out of a box was nice. The LeBron 04 refractor, we valued it at 2,200. Well, a little over that. I gave him $2K in trade and $250 in cash. Oh, there's Jeff right there talking about the LeBron refractor. Tom Brady the GOAT right there is who traded me the LeBron refractor. Chantilly is an hour and 15-minute flight. How much does that flight cost? Are you going? Oh, look, right there. I'm leaving at 6:15 a.m. I'll be there by 7:30. Are you flying out of Akron, Canton, I assume? I didn't catch that. The Star Stock changed the order. I don't think this has any impact on anything. Jaws just so good. Are you setting up, Jeff, or are you just going to walk around? Oh, that is very nice to hear, Noah. I'm glad that I could help. Very glad that I could help. My main reason to be here is to entertain and to just explain what I am doing. Once again, I am no Nostradamus, so don't bet your mortgage on whatever that comes out of my mouth, for God's sakes. Now you're bringing the optic over Prism. What are your thoughts on Revolution? Mostly Galactic. I like Revolution. I don't know if it's ever going to catch on. I just personally like Revolution. But once again, I don't know. I don't know that it's going to hit the mainstream. But I personally just really like Revolution. That's why, actually, in the LeBron trade that I made, the card that I wanted to give up the least was the Luka Revolution. That's an interesting play. She doesn't have a lot of rookie cards. Actually, Sam from Women of the Hobby and I talked about this on a live stream one night. I think it was on a live stream. It might have been after a live stream that just me and her were talking about it. But I think it was on a live stream. I don't know if it was the last time Sam was on or the time before. We actually talked about like the Becky Hammon play as a potential future head coach. Hey, what's going on? The person's name that I never even try to pronounce anymore. I like the new rookie class a lot. I don't know if it's going to bump the market or not because we don't have any damn product. I'm intrigued by Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette's on a lot of my watch lists, but I have not pulled the trigger on anything. Oh, you are setting up. Okay, look at you go. Yes. So I picked up a Jaylen Brown a while ago. I've shown this on stream before. I don't know where it is in this case though. I really need like some case organization. It's getting. I don't even have that many cards really. This right here. I have this, and then I have some stuff I bought on Star Stock. Just a PSA 10 mosaic. Very low pop on these. I got this for 150 bucks on my slabs like a month ago. And then last night I bought a Otakalo PSA 10 Jaylen just to use up money on my Star Stock account, and I bought another select Jaylen, a little higher end one. I probably way over. I don't know if I overpaid for it or not. There was no comps on it. I just bought it. I don't know. That's a question for Tom Brady to Goat. He's about to fly with cards. I don't know that we're at the bottom of baseball yet. It could still go lower. If there's labor news, it will go lower. I actually just like straight base parallel, but then the Galactic are really good, and then there's numbered stuff. I'm not big on the Chinese New Year. It's fine, but it's not that big of a deal. Super Bad says it's game time. Not till 7:30. Basketball doesn't tip until 7:30. I've not really thought about that. Getting a 52 Paul Brown. Let me make sure this TV's not on too loud. I don't think so, but that probably a lot of that is just due to travel shenanigans. Tom Brady the Goat should love Revolution. I just traded him a bunch of Revolution. Yeah, that would be an interesting buy the dip long term play. Look at this, getting you customers, Jeff. I thought there was rumors about them and Carlos Correa. It would be a good time to buy anyone that's on like a free agent short list. I'm not gonna lie. Because look at I had a bunch of Lindor stuff specifically for him leaving uh, the Indians. Like I knew he was going to get moved, and I knew it was probably going to be to a big market team. And the second he moved, his price is like doubled or tripled, and I moved all of it. I didn't have a ton. I probably had like a couple PSA 9s, 10s of his like base tops or whatever it is, like the no sparkle under glove or whatever the heck they call that thing. Sorry, I was just getting the pregame situations turned on the TVs over here. So we're gonna go for another 20-ish minutes. Like I said, I'm gonna end before all these things kick off. I'm gonna message you on Facebook. I'm gonna have you keep an eye out for something for me, Jeff. Surprised I let the Baker booklet go. Well, Gabrielle, here's the thing. I have two. So there's a reason why I let the Baker booklet go, because I have a second one. Makes it a lot easier to let one go when you have two of them. I love early mosaics, and actually, Luca's actually dipped a little bit. Luca's got back down to 1K again. That was like a $1,200 card for a hot minute. I love the early mosaics. I think it's just a matter of time. It's hard to give a fair grade on Baker this year. Dude's just been gotten that crap kicked out of him since week 2. Down both tackles. He's got one arm. It's a mess right now. I hope they can pull out this game against the Broncos tonight. Any chance another? I just don't see a clear cut number 3 to jump select. And I still like field level stuff. Are there content creators that don't watch the games? I'm confused. I'm assuming you're throwing shade at somebody there, but I just don't know who. Why would you not want to watch the games? How are you supposed to know what the hell is going on if you're not watching the games? Don't understand. Which reminds me, I need to actually, I don't think I've actually renewed NBA League Pass. I forgot because I had the free preview this week. Mahomes still sliding. Yeah, yes, he is. LeBron stuff's actually sliding too. I noticed his Topps Chrome's down a little bit. Yeah, I have all my cards from when I was a kid. It's in a case or in a box back there. I went through the. Actually, it might have been on Dakota's live stream. Now that I think about it. It's in the original Tupperware container too. Right here. These are all my cards from when I was a kid. There's nothing that crazy in here. I pulled out anything that was really good, which wasn't much to begin with. A lot of them are beat to hell. Yeah, the Tony Gonzalez auto is... This is the best card that I pulled as a kid. Tony Gonzalez rookie auto. This was a redemption. Anyone from the Western Pennsylvania area bought this pack at the baseball card shop in Hermitage, Pennsylvania on East State Street. Opened it up, snagged a redemption. I remember being like, what the hell is this? Well, I got to mail something off? What is this? I don't know how old when this came out. 97? I'd have been 16, 15. Sent it in. Nice little Tony Gonzalez rookie auto. I'd grade it, but the corner's soft on the back. Actually, I specifically remember because I sleeved this right away. It came to me with 2 soft corners. Not that I was considering grading it back in 97, but I remember thinking like, oh, that sucks. This card's banged up. I pulled this too. I remember pulling this out of a pack and being super excited about it. Because back then, like, relic cards really meant something. I don't remember what year this is from. 1999. So as a senior in high school. Playoff. Timbiaka Batuka. Wesley Walls. Patch card on one side. And then Steve Berline and Mushid Muhammad on the other side. Look at this. I mean, we just got the bangers around here. Yeah, I remember pulling that out of a pack too. Oh, God, I got way behind on chat. Memory lane, I lost track of chat. Shocking. That was the last one. Okay, there we go. I do think this is probably going to be a video for next week, but I got to do some research on it. I talked about this in my NBA season prediction video. I do think the gap continues to widen between silvers, hollows, and base. We've already seen it in this summer run-up to the NBA season, at least in basketball. It's really pulled apart wider than what it has. So here's my question for you, Trigger. What am I replacing him with? Because a lot of people are like, you can't extend Baker, you can't extend Baker, which is whatever. Okay, what am I getting instead? And where are you getting it from? Because you're not going to have a high draft pick. So Like, is it Baker or Teddy Bridgewater? You know what I mean? Like, what are my options here? That's the problem. I haven't looked at Shaq's prices forever, so I don't know if they're undervalued or not compared to what they were at. I'm guessing they're probably down a little bit. Shaq gets a little added edge because he's still a personality, because he's on TNT. This is a fool's errand. 2021 Don Russ, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, PSA talent selling for $400 to $800 on eBay. I'd be selling as fast as humanly possible. I don't think I have any jersey cards from Upper Deck. I actually saw this card in a PSA 10 actually does really well. But I don't think this would grade well. Actually, I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I got this Ken Griffey Jr. Hands of Gold die cut from, what is this out of? 99 Tops something. Some of this old stuff just looks so good. Like this Peyton Manning New Classics. Like this isn't anything special, but just like look how nice of a card that is. What just a clean looking card. Shout out to Upper Deck. Oh, I had this one. I showed this on Dakota's stream. My McGuire Metal Universe. Wish I would have bought the basketball version. I wasn't big into basketball back as a kid. Here we go. How about a Tim Couch rookie playoff little see-through action? Look at that. Look at that. You mentioned earlier you bought a card on IG. Is that totally safe? As long as you use PayPal goods and services, you're good. Thoughts on graded sports tickets? I'm not sure what the market there is for. I know some of them sell well. To me, it's more of a PC item. I don't know that I want a ticket to a game that I wasn't at. Stuck with a lot of Zions. I'm not. I have one Zion card. If you're talking 2019 class, because that's Keldon. Keldon's from the 2019 class. I think Keldon will be on that list. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. Pelicans are a mess. Next comic book goal, Hulk 181. Which I kind of need to make a decision. I've been putting more money back into sports cards again and cooling on comic books for the moment after I bought the giant size X-Men #1. I'm at this point now, I can pull the trigger on a Hulk 181 if I want to. And like a mid-grade, probably like a 5, which is probably what I would look to buy anyways, because that book is not cheap. Not cheap. But I eventually want a Hulk 181 either now or later, which really I should probably just lock that in. But I'm also intrigued about buying like a really nice Soto. So my brain's in a lot of different places right now with not enough money to do it all. I'd be taking a 25% loss on it, unfortunately. So here's the question you got to ask yourself. And I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what you need to ask yourself. Are you okay? Do you think, what is it going to take for you to get back to even? Like, what's the narrative that needs to happen for those cards to actually be profitable again? This is the decision that I went through when I had the Watson. So I had the Deshaun Watson. I bought it literally 24 hours before the news came out about the massage parlor stuff. And I don't know how much you're talking about. I had one card, a little bit of a different situation. But I bought that card for like, I don't even know what it was. Let's just call it $1,000. I don't remember. I think it was actually more than that. It was a PSA 10 Prism Silver. Bought it for, let's call it $1K. The news came out. The price went to half. It dropped to like $625. And I had a decision I needed to make. Would I rather have the $600, or am I willing to wait at least a year until that card bounces back? Now, Zion might not take that long. Maybe by Christmas Day, he's back to normal. I don't know. But those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. And really anyone that's on a card that's upside down, is there something? And the other question is there something that you need to free that money up to use it on? Like if you see a play over here and you don't have the money for it, is it worth it to take the $25 loss on the Zion? Because you're going to make the money up on what you're buying over here. And maybe you get that wrong too and you lose another 25%. That shit's going to happen. But, that's what we're in this for. Those are the breaks sometimes. You're going to go on a cold streak every once in a while. But that's, if selling at a loss isn't always bad. I mean, it's not great, obviously. Obviously, you would like to take a profit on everything that you touch. But if you have a plan for why you're selling at a loss and what you're going to do with the cash, and maybe that is better than just sitting on the card. Because you might have to sit on the card for a while and things might get a lot worse before they get better. But it just all depends. It depends on you, what your situation is. Maybe you have plenty of liquid capital. You could afford to sit on the Zions and stick them in a closet and forget about them for 6 months. If that's the case, cool, go do that. Some people don't have that pile of money. They need to sell something to buy something. And sometimes you're better off to take a loss on something to move that money into something that you can flip faster. Just depends. Can you literally put on I have to go in the tinfoil hat mode. You just can't bust it out for no reason. I have to go into tinfoil hat territory. I just don't know that Patrick Williams is like a star. I think he's gonna be like a good NBA player. Like he's gonna be an NBA player that everybody wants to have, but I think he's not gonna be like Tayshaun Prince would be like his ultimate upside. He's gonna be like a defensive 3-and-D guy. And those guys don't hold a ton of hobby value. No problem. Yeah, sometimes we do. We're not going to get them all right. We are not going to get them all right. What do you mean by that? 466. There's a lot of ill-advised sunk cost accounting in sports cards. Can you elaborate on that? I'm curious. Out of those names you just listed, Trigger, I'm taking Baker. I don't know that it's close either with that list anyway. These extra names did not change anything. I'd rather just spend the extra $10 million for Baker. And the whole like $25 million a year for 4 years things, it's football contract. Like that only means so much because a lot of it's, it's what is the guaranteed money and all that jazz. Make a play, BG says. Do you think BGS 10 greater than PSA 10? Yes, 100%. How much greater? It depends. It really varies. I actually just had a very in-depth conversation with Filmington this week about BGS 10s on Bowman Chrome and how the multiplier is lower, and he kind of like walked me through the thought process on why it's lower. You can always buy the cards back is the channel mantra. That's a short list topic for a video one day is like the rules. You never go broke taking a profit. They let you buy the cards back. Definitely they let you buy the cards back is one of my sayings for sure. I will own that one. Print a t-shirt. Do you think things slow down / less available on eBay? Sure, people realize they will get the tax bill for selling a few cards $600 plus. No, I don't think so. People are just gonna have to adjust. There's how many people that sell on eBay that are going over the limits right now? and they figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. You just have to be more disciplined on keeping track of everything. That's all that it is. I mean, most people, I mean, a lot of people flipping sports cards aren't meeting those thresholds, but a lot of people are and are just dealing with it. Like, it's nothing new. Yeah, the Browns are a mash unit at the moment. I get it, Trigger, but he's better than everyone else that you listed on that list. And for the extra 10 million more at quarterback, I'll take that risk. Hey, what's up, Dave? No, he's not saying it's less. He's just saying the gap is less. Like a BGS 10 is worth more than a PSA 10, but it's not as much in Bowman Chrome as it is in other stuff because Bowman Chrome has very high quality control. Like in some cards, a BGS 10 would be like 3 to 4x. He's saying it's like 2x. I think. I don't have the. I have to pull it up and look. He gave me like a book on the differences. But he's 100% saying a BGS 10 is greater than a PSA 10, just that the price gap is narrower. That's all. Yeah, but Ja looked really good all last year too, other than when he was hurt. The Beckett Pop report is a disaster. Everything about Beckett is a disaster. I'm going Soto. The other two guys have injury concerns. Soto has 0 injury concerns. Acuna's coming off an ACL tear. Tatis still has a bad shoulder and is not getting surgery to get it fixed. I just sold my Yordan Alvarez. I just don't know that he's ever going to get hobby love. He's a DH and he plays for Houston. Oh, gotcha. You were just giving the literal definition of sunk cost. I thought there was like some interesting spin on that, but I get 100% get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this thing up here in just a couple of minutes because I have the Browns game kicking off and Luca Trey. I'm having a lot of success selling cards on my slabs and locally it shows. I don't think anyone wants Ben Simmons. I just jinxed Soto. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff on my slabs. I'm rarely posting on eBay anymore. And here's the thing. Let me rephrase. I've sold some things on eBay, but it's I post them on eBay and then people DM me on IG. Why? Because your eBay username should be the same as your Instagram username. If you're not doing that, you're doing eBay wrong. Make your IG name and your eBay name match. Just change your eBay name, update your eBay user ID to match your Instagram handle. Like rule number 1 of sports card flipping. You don't know how many when I post a card for sale, almost like clockwork, I'll get at least one DM that says, "Hey, are you this guy on eBay?" Yes, I am. Cool. Do you want to work a deal for this? When I go to look for cards on eBay, the first thing that I do is look up their user ID to see if I can find it on IG. I print them from PayPal. Because you use PayPal goods and services for my slab sales. So you just print the shipping label right from PayPal. It's just kind of like one of those things. I don't really know like what the roots are on. I don't know that I qualify Jonas as a big man. I think he came up as a wing. Here's what's going to happen. Tonight's Browns game is either going to be a train wreck or Case Keenum's going to look like Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, pretty much this. No, I have not been successful selling for the same prices on eBay because you shouldn't be selling for the same prices on eBay. If you're selling on my slabs, you're saving 10%. Price that accordingly, and your cards will sell. If a card is comping on eBay at $500, you should be listing it on my slabs for $450 if you actually want to sell the card. I get very frustrated with people that list cards for sale like 5 times over comps. I get it. It's your card. Sell it for whatever the hell you want. But don't come at me with like some big ass number that doesn't make any damn sense. I have been fortunate enough knock on glue board desk that I have not been scammed on eBay. I actually signed up for a PWCC. So I'm going to close on this because I do want to wrap up here in the next couple minutes. I did recently sign up for a PWCC account. I do have my eyes on a card in the PWCC auction. I have also been dabbling around on Whatnot a little bit, not necessarily as a seller, but you could get some really good deals on some stuff there every once in a while. You have to find the right room, and that is tricky. But if you find a good room, stuff goes cheap sometimes, especially on the comic book side of things. I've actually found Whatnot very enjoyable on the comic book side of the market. Sports cards, it's a lot of repacks and a lot of breaks, which is fine if you're into that thing. I'm not. But I know someone that got a really good deal on a nice Luca PSA 9 select light blue numbered, got it like way under comps on Whatnot. So I've been beginning to dabble on Whatnot a little bit too. First Appearance Jubilee is actually on my list. I don't own it, but it's one of the ones that I would like to have at some point in time. All right, let me try to get caught up on these last couple questions, and we're going to wrap up. I always check IG first, but some people are stupid. How do you ship high dollar cards over 2K? I usually do overnight shipping, and then I'll, depending on my risk tolerance, I'll insure them. Hey, what's up, 357? We're just about to end. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, smash the like button. I just sold my Jordan. I had 2 Jordan pinks. I'm not tied to them. I just sold them, took the money. Go Raptors. All right, we're going to wrap it there. Like, comment, subscribe. No video. Smash the like button on your way out the door. Do it. Do it right now. No video first thing tomorrow morning like normal. I'm going to record tomorrow's video in the afternoon. It'll go up in the afternoon. And it'll be an NBA market video. I want charts and graphs, and charts and graphs don't have a lot of data because it's only been a day. So I hope Luka and Trey both drop 60 and go Browns. Peace.